My name is Felipe Cabrera, graduated in the class of 2005. So I guess you could say I'm the grandfather of the program. About 16 years since I graduated. Can't seem to disconnect yet.
I'm Cristina Cabrera. Everybody knows me as Cici, including the people that I marched with and graduated with, and the people I came back to teach. Everybody just knows me as Cici. Felipe, you marched 4 years.
Straight 4 years.
Felipe is my brother. He's a year older. I'm younger, but I was the groupie. So even when he
Always
started
attached.
here, even when he started here, I was going to their band camps. I graduated 2006, and as an 8th grader, I did band. I came into music a little later than Felipe. Felipe's first passion as a kid was he was the musical child. I was the artsy. I'd like to draw. I'd like to do all these throwback things and little mini videos and stuff, even though I never actually grabbed a camera. But I'm originally, first instrument learned was guitar, but obviously we don't march guitars. I mean, now we can kind of twist it up a little bit with indoor and even outdoor and front ensemble, but obviously you can't march a guitar. So
when I got here, I got not right away, not right off the bat, but I got that sense of familyness and sense of
it was welcoming.
And it pursued me to continue with music and learn a lot about the program. And Mr. Vero, he taught us a lot, and he taught us to keep going forward no matter what. He made you want to be here. Everybody, there was really no clique or group. Everybody was just together. It was one big family, and that made you want to be in the program, made you want to be involved with what you're doing.
My experience was similar. Like I've mentioned earlier, with music. Music wasn't my thing. I loved listening to it, and we did sing in church when we were kids, but it wasn't my thing off the bat. And Felipe had done great with John Normandin, who was the director of Palm Springs Middle. I offered him, I said, hey, I play guitar. I know you're gonna need a guitar player for the jazz band, which is, if anyone knows John, that's his baby. And I offered myself. He's like, yeah, sure. I auditioned for him. He said, great, but I need you to play another instrument. And I said, well, the only other instrument we have at home is a flute that my uncle had just gotten from somebody that he knew. And I asked him for it, and I learned that summer. By the time I got to Hialeah, I figured,
Just what you saw your first, not officially your first year, because I started before you, but when you saw us out there in North Hialeah Elementary, practicing on that field, that probably pushed you to, I want to do that.
I was so excited. I was like, yes, I want to march Hialeah. I can't wait to march. I can't wait to put on the uniform.
Well, currently now I'm working at I finished my schooling. I went up to my associates, but I'm currently working at a doctor's office, on a gynecology and obstetrician office, working with their medical records. I still try to come and visit band programs and stuff like that, just for distraction and something different.
I'm actually a journalist. I write for the Florida Catholic newspaper, and I went to school, essentially became an English major out of college. I went to Miami-Dade College, was there for longer than the 2 years because I was not sure what I wanted to do. And then I was accepted to University of Miami, turned that down. Turns out FIU had a stronger English department and faculty. So I went in that direction, was there for another 3 years, and graduated with my bachelor's in English. I also have a certificate in professional public writing and a certificate in film studies, which
it's a very nice tradition because, it brings a lot of connection with the group, and it kind of also brings a closure to the season. And when you see that on your wrist or wherever you have it on, it reminds you of all that we went through, the hot weather, the rain, the hard work, the downside of sometimes of marching band, because maybe a run didn't go the way that you planned it, or things didn't work out, but that all that hard work paid off at the end. But the color guard also had this tradition along with the yarn, starburst.
Oh, the starburst.
They got starburst, and then
I think before a performance, right?
Before a performance or something, and it was almost like a good luck, and they would put it in their uniform or put it in their gloves or somewhere for a good luck thing during the run.
Yeah, I actually got to witness and document a yarn ceremony because I had heard so much about it, and I finally was like, please just let me.
It was in the 4 years that we took.
Yes, the 4 years that we took, because like you said, we didn't have it. We had other little random things we would do with like our sections and stuff, but the yarn ceremony that I got to witness, I think it was the Life, Liberty, and Justice show.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand it, but going into it, in documenting, I essentially saw it was kind of like a passing of the torch. You'd have a senior member pass it off to a freshman or somebody they were really close with.
Mr. Burrow always instilled in us doing your 110%, working the hardest that you can, even though sometimes it's a little difficult, but no matter what, you have to keep going.
I would have to say, be very detail oriented.
Yeah, very much, very detailed.
The year that I was drum major, I realized that I didn't have to be, but my character that I took upon that was like, okay, I feel like the mama gallina, the mama hen, and just be ready for anything. If it's musician oriented, if it's color guard oriented, know everyone's names.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Like the manners, I think, were hands down one of the best things. I mean, we were brought up very well, but the manners, I think, got bumped up a notch. And I remember going to eat anywhere, and it was always, guys, wait until everyone sits down. We'll all eat together. Make sure you pick up after yourselves. While you're waiting in line, please be quiet, or be as quiet as you can be. Say thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. That formation that you knew going into, okay, I have rehearsal today. I need to have in the morning. I need to pack my bag. I need to have my shoes. I need to have my clothes. I need to have everything ready so that when I get to rehearsal, it's not, oh, I left my reed at home, or, oh, I left my sock, I left my shoes,
Yeah. T-Breds that will join the band in the future, know that you will always be a part of a program that has been around for a long time, and a program that instills a family-oriented situation.
For those that have been away because of COVID, and those that are going to be coming in, don't be afraid of coming back. I know that these are shady, weird times. We're all trying to figure out how to get back to normal. But this is probably one of the most consistent normals you will have in your high school experience. As we've seen with this indoor season, Hialeah's marching. We've got bands across Dade and Broward that haven't even been able to sit back together in a band room, and Hialeah is marching. I think it speaks a lot. It speaks a lot of the program. It speaks a lot of the staff, the director, the school support. There's a strong belief and backing there. This is a blessing. This is definitely a life-changing experience. This goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Seniors will tell you, because they've been around the longest, if they've been around the 4 years, or if they've been around the 2 or 3. It just goes by so fast. And
my brother used to always say it. He used to say it, like in I think it was spring training or band camp. He's like, the season will be over before you know it.
The minute you hit competition season, it's gone fast. And you guys have had kind of a funky season because you've had virtual and in person, and next week is already in person, and it's the big one. The music is great. It's very well put together. What you guys are doing visually is amazing. And
not having, most of them, I'm sure, not even having floor experience or being on the floor.
Exactly, which is the most incredible part. You guys have brought it all together in a short amount of time, and you've made it happen. Just continue to do that, and you'll find that you're going to enjoy yourselves.
Which was Les Miserables. It was my first year, and it was kind of my favorite year out of all 4 years, because not only was it my freshman year, but it was my hardest show, only because of the tempos and the strictness.
Yeah, it was pretty strict. My 8th grade year watching them, that mellophone line from the Les Mis show, hands down, I think that was probably the best mellow line we've ever had in the history of Hialeah. A couple of others come close, but those 4 or 5 individual mellows that also played French horn indoors in the winter season were just top notch. I think Jack told us they were like 36 winds, but the band to me always looked like, oh my God, it's huge. I guess because our ensemble was large, we had a drum line that marched, and we had a color guard that was also fairly large. So they filled the field.
I really enjoy it. I mean, I keep watching it every time I can, over and over again.
It's my